Hello everyone, my name is Piaget Jenkins and I am the founder and CEO of LeadArray AI. So today I'd like to give you a demo of the LeadArray platform. But before I show the product, allow me to quickly frame exactly what LeadArray is and what it does. So LeadArray is a lead intelligence engine that sits between your lead sources and your CRM. So what you do is you give us your raw leads, be it through a CSV, email, webhook, API, your choice, and we'll give you back clean, deduplicated, enriched, scored, summarized, and prioritized leads that are routed back to your team so they are ready to work. So here's the thing. Most teams don't have a lead problem. They have lead quality and prioritization problems. And that's exactly what LeadArray fixes. We make sure that only high quality, well understood leads ever reach your sales team. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Well guys, today I'd like to show you how to prioritize your leads automatically and make sure that you're making the most out of your team's time. So if you're getting your leads from a list provider or a digital marketing agency, this is likely going to sound familiar to you. So you're going to receive a spreadsheet full of names, some emails, some phone numbers, maybe some other data, and your reps have no idea who to call first right out of the box. Well, guess what? LeadArray fixes that by turning those raw leads into a prioritized and sales-ready queue. Now what you see here is our LeadArray dashboard, and what I'm going to show you next is going to be a basic CSV of synthetic leads for demonstration purposes. Here we are. Now let's think of this as a raw CSV from a typical lead provider. No enrichment, no validation, no indication of intent or fit, and most teams will take something like this and dump it right into their CRM and hope to figure it out later. Note that one of our leads that we have listed here is duplicated on purpose, and that's in order to simulate the deduplication feature for LeadArray. Okay, next thing here is to actually upload our CSV. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate here on the left panel, click on Upload CSV. And first thing you're going to see here is that we have two different lead types to choose from. We have the lead type as person and lead type as company. I'm going to leave it on person because as we saw, the types of leads that we have in our CSV are indeed person type of leads. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my CSV, I'm going to drag it here, and I'm going to click Upload. Okay, now that we've uploaded our CSV list of leads, let's actually take a look and see how they are doing. So the next thing we want to do is go into batches here, and we're going to want to see our synthetic leads.csv list. Note that you can see all the leads that you have processed through our system at any given time here in this section of the platform. But at a glance, you can also see exactly what our progress is and how things fared as we process those leads. But let's go ahead and take a deeper look. So let's click on View here. Once we click on View, you can see that we display here our processing status for you. Now, because we processed it so quickly, this is already done by the time we actually navigated to this area, but let's break it down just a little bit. So the first thing that we do is that we actually uploaded those leads, right? Next thing we do is that we normalize those leads, and then we deduplicated those leads. So if you take a look here, remember that one duplicate that we had inside of the CSV? It was actually recognized right here and pulled out of the processing. So the good news is that any duplicates that we do recognize on your account will be deduplicated automatically and will not count against your lead credits, which is awesome. Now, once we complete the upload, the normalization, the deduplication, the next step is enrichment. So what we start doing is we start enriching for missing contact data. During that enrichment process, we also start validating for emails and phone numbers to make sure that your leads are contactable. And then lastly, within that enrichment process, we also scan for DNC and known TCPA risks and spam traps and honeypots and known litigators, all that stuff as well. And last but certainly not least, we have our AI layer. Now, this is special because instead of scoring your raw leads based upon a conditional formula, we score your leads after enrichment using AI not only to incorporate the full picture and context of each lead individually, but the AI also does the scoring with the incorporation of your ideal customer profile and unique disqualification rules. Now this is a really cool and highly configurable feature of which I will show you the details in our Getting Started video. But folks, this is not generic lead scoring anymore. This is custom scoring of your ideal customer, and it literally doesn't get any more accurate than that. Now, with that being said, we've kind of gotten a good idea of how the batch processing works and what LeadArray does for your leads. If we scroll down a little bit, we have a couple of options that you can choose in which to figure out how you like to receive your leads. You can either export them into CSV again with all the added information, or you can output it to your CRM, be that Go High Level, Salesforce, or HubSpot. And finally, let's take a look at the lead view in the platform itself. Now, as the batch processes, we will populate the leads and their scores here for you in real time. And just as a final disclaimer, please do keep in mind that these are synthetic leads that are used for demonstration purposes, which means that not all fields will return for that exact reason. But let's take a look at Jason here. Jason has the best score of the bunch. And what I can do is I can click on view and I can see more details in terms of Jason's lead and his score. Now, if we look at the processing pipeline, delivery will be marked complete once we push that into your CRM. But as we scroll down, we can see Jason's contact information, his enrichment data, and his AI scoring results, of which we can see the score, the tier, the confidence, a routing recommendation that will be given to you based upon your team's unique configuration and setup. And then also we're going to give you the rationale as to why we score Jason a certain way, a one-sentence summary of Jason's lead itself, and then also outbound email drafts and SMS drafts. And what's most important here is our lead roll-up. Now, this is produced for each and every lead processed through the LeadArray platform, and it's designed to provide a succinct view of a lead's intelligence at a glance. Your teams will use this from within your CRM so that there's no need to move back and forth between apps, but will also be used to share hot lead alerts via Slack and Microsoft Teams without ever having to look at the platform or your CRM, ensuring that your team can act swiftly for great leads. So let's pause for a second and think about where we started. We started with a raw CSV. Now that same list is ranked. Your reps instantly know who to call first, which leads to deprioritize, and why each lead scored the way it did. Same lead spend, dramatically better outcomes. And that is how LeadArray prioritizes your leads automatically, giving you actionable intelligence every step of the way.